This next video focuses on our timetable database, and we've built this Power BI dashboard to get a sense of what teaching facilities we use across all 4 years of the program and how well that correlates with our requirements according to our curriculum and our timetabling. So there's two main usages of this. Firstly, to assess our current curriculum needs for space, and secondly, to help predict what our future space needs may be as we move towards designing a new medical student building. So on this first opening page, you can see that I have my venue usage hours, and you can see that over across the MD for centralised teaching venues, i.e. teaching that's not occurring in the clinical placement space at a health service provider, we have 8,680 hours of teaching across 76 venues. The large number on its own might not seem that valuable. Where this particularly becomes helpful is when I look down into my weekly calendar. So the reason why I'm showing this video here is as a means of demonstrating that we do have small group teaching and clinical skills facilities available to us, specifically in the first year of the program. So what I've got here is the very first year of the week of the year, so starting in January the 23rd. And while the rest of the university hasn't yet returned from the summer break, all three early MD years are up and running, and MD4 comes online the week after that. So you can see here that we've said that we need to have an e-learning suite for a short period of time. We need to have a number of small group teaching rooms, and we need some lecture theatre usage. I should say that the green is less than 10 hours of usage, the orange is between 10 and 20, and the red is between 20 and 22. So let's just look down, let's go a little bit further into those MD ones because they're the ones that we're most interested in. So you can see from this here that we require 4 hours per week in this first the first 4 hours for the first teaching week of the year, specifically in the behavioural sciences discipline. And if we come down to lecture theatres, we need 4 hours of a large lecture theatre, and we've got that split across the F.J. Clarke and the Clues lecture theatre. And now if I jump quickly into the timetable, you can see that corresponds beautifully with our first week of teaching, where we have 7 in total large group learning and 2 lots of 2 hours, so 4 hours of small group teaching in behavioural sciences. If we come down a little bit further, let's move ourselves down to postgraduate week 5. We know by this stage that both our MD2 and our MD3 teaching is established. You can see in this week that there's quite a bit of use of online lectures, and we've done that because some of the very basic molecular and cellular chemistry here isn't necessarily going to be required new knowledge for the vast majority of our students who've undertaken cognate degrees. So we've elected to place those ones online and focus on the ones that we think are likely to be new information, i.e. pathology. Anyway, you can see here that we need some laboratories. We need 6 hours of anatomy laboratories. We need overall 6 hours of large group lecture room. We need 4 hours of medium group e-learning suites, and we need 4 hours of small group teaching facilities for clinical skills. And so then if I were to jump into my teaching week here, you can see that accordingly I do have 4 hours available to me across the 10 teaching rooms that host my cohort. I have 6 hours available to me in the laboratory. I have a combination of 6 hours available to me across 2 lecture theatres. And if we go down a little bit further, you'll see we've also got another lecture theatre. Sorry, we've also gone to the effort of timetabling the online teaching so that we know that the online teaching is measured in some way and captured in the volume of student learning. And if I come up a little bit higher, you can see that I've comfortably got 4 hours available to me in the e-learning suites. Let's add in the other teaching facilities. So let's add in MD2 and let's add in MD3. So now I'm teaching. Now I've got teaching. I'm displaying teaching across those 3 those 3 year groups. And what you'll see here is this actually certainly increases the number of small group teaching facilities that I need. I need up to 27 hours of teaching in some of the en bloc suites, and up to 29 hours of teaching. But given that these facilities are for the exclusive use of the medical program and they're timetabled for the medical program, I can accommodate up to 40 hours of teaching within my small group facilities and still have enough to host my entire cohort. And I should say this is based on 10 concurrent teaching rooms of tutorial groups of 12 students, which gives me 2 rotations of 120 students that can comfortably be accommodated. You'll note I haven't elected to tick on the MD4 and the slicer here, and that's because MD4's small group teaching happens exclusively in the clinical site of environment at their hospitals or in their GP surgeries. So I hope that shows that we do have adequate small group teaching facilities. We have 40 hours a week available to us across the 10 teaching rooms available in NDOC, which is NBlock is our exclusive use. And I should say further down on the board, we've also got other small group teaching rooms, the Beta, the Loft, the Alpha 1, the Alpha 2, and these could potentially accommodate additional teaching should we wish to add it in for our MD4 cohort. Thank you.